I'd say now it's completely different from then. Our department has always had a great reputation for being very aggressive, and there's still a lot of that going on today. And as a chief and having a different perspective now, chief for quite a while, it's almost completely different from the way it used to be. Every one of us like to be the first one through that door. If you've got any amount of pride and you're really into the job, you want to be the first one through that door. You want to be the one putting the fire out, getting the rescue, whatever. And those times have really changed. One thing that I push all my officers to do now, and they're doing a great job with it, is somebody has to do a 360. Hardest thing in the world to do, because if you're on engine 1 and you're doing a 360 and engine 7 beats you through that door, that's going to be the story of the fire. You know, where were you? But there's so much to be gained by that one walk around. And because I'll be honest with you, I never did it when I was on the squad. I never did it when I was an engine company officer, because I wanted to be that guy through the front door. And it's such a hard habit to break, but there's so much to be told. For one person early on has to do a 360. The best examples I give, there could be somebody hanging out a back window. Good example, I had a fire once with 4 fatalities. And I was on a truck, and it was in Arbor Hill. And I remember being on the stairs, going for a rescue, everybody screaming, there's people in there. And I was there with Jack Wills, Ben Lebunski, fighting our way to get up there and make the rescue. Looking back, probably the wrong move for me as a truck officer. Had I done a 360, one guy died right at the back window. There was a male at the back window, a woman and 2 children in one of the front rooms. First of all, you got to look at a fire and realize it's time to cut your losses. It was fully involved in the second floor when we pulled up. But maybe had I gotten to the back one way or another, and there's ways, you know, people say you can't always get to the back. Yes, there are ways, whether it's up over, roof and down, through an adjoining building. There are ways to accomplish it. But just to do on every fire, to see what your conditions are. There's times when I'll have the whole first alarm assignment in fighting the fire, all via the front door. I'll start doing the 360 and see it's a basement fire with the front basement windows glowing. So now I know these guys have to go all the way through the first floor, all the way back through the basement, where if one officer took the time when he got there, said, okay, we're going to fight this one from the back to the front. It makes a world of difference. So it's a different perspective from the chief's position. We're getting so much better. We're getting so much safer. Good example is we had the 2 firefighters in Boston killed last week. It was a wind-driven fire. 10 years ago, nobody knew what a wind-driven fire was. We've been teaching it with high-rise. It all started with the Vandalia Ave fire in New York City several years ago. We know about it. But even there, who knows, had somebody gone to the back on Beacon Street and saw the wind was driving in that side, that may be a safer approach. Once again, I'm not second-guessing. But if one person does it at every fire, it's going to be safer, and we're doing things safer and better than we were 30 years ago.